I would say the first thing about Brownsville is you don't often see the hope. We only get 32% of the residents who graduate from high school and 14% graduate from college. 80% of the New York State prison population is based off of people who come from Brownsville and communities like East New York and Bed-Stuy. So I felt like I could not be the one to actually stand by and let this be the story of children. That's not how anyone sits in my office. Sit up, sir. We can do this as much time as it's going to take. I believe there's a generational genocide that happens when children aren't educated. Anytime we fail as educators to do our job, we then impact the next generation. So if a child doesn't learn on our watch, there's no way for the next generation to learn. You have to see yourself, sir, where you deserve to be. If you don't get out of 6th grade and it becomes harder in 7th grade and you can't make it through 8th grade, you're likely to drop out. That's going to be a story. It's disheartening because they themselves don't see what their potential possibilities are unless there's someone there to actually show them. It's our responsibility to make sure that these children, even if they're not ours through blood, are taken care of and given the necessary tools. I fell into education after having my daughter, and it was just something about watching her grow up within the year that I took off that made me realize that someone is going to have to be responsible for her and someone is going to have to impact her life the way teachers had influenced me. I wondered about how many other children would be impacted by the lives of educators, and it just made sense that as a career choice I wanted to go into education at that point.
Yo me llamo Señora Mejía, ¿y tú?
My hope is that they know that they're more than able and capable.
Okay.
When they walked in, they didn't know that. They didn't know their value. They didn't know their pathway. For many of them, they couldn't see past another day. And I'm telling you for your own good, because you are a young woman of color, and there's a lot of people who don't think that because of your color and where you come from, you're gonna have value. And that's what I try to instill in you all every single day. When they leave here, I want them to know that despite what the world says, despite the peer pressures, despite the negative connotations about their community, they are the brilliance that exists in Brownsville, and that they have developed a legacy that they have to continue beyond these 4 walls, and that they are exceptional. And as long as they know that and they keep that to themselves and they know that they truly matter, they will transform not only their lives, but the generations that are to come.